All right, good morning and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar hosted by AFDigital and Salesforce. My name is Kathleen and I'm your moderator for today. I am the Digital 360 Account Director covering the Philippines from Salesforce, which is the leading CRM brand in the world. This is a very exciting time for the cosmetics industry as Salesforce and AF Digital will be sharing today key industry trends for the cosmetics manufacturing and retailers. I am very honored and thrilled to introduce to you our amazing speakers for today who will be sharing with us their insights and industry's best practices for digital transformation under the cosmetics manufacturing and retail industry. So joining us today is our very own and my colleague, Dan Scodeliaro. He is from Salesforce and is now working as part of our Digital 360 as Product Marketing Manager. Dan's career is defined by working with countless different companies on how they make the most out of their data. Australian born but Singapore raised, he's passionate about how marketers in APAC can leverage the latest technology to better engage with their customers and drive growth for their business. Prior to leading Salesforce Digital 360, Dan was one of the first members of Datarama's APAC team where he built their solution engineering practice in the region. And also joining us is AF Digital's Marketing Cloud Principal Consultant, Paul Chang. Paul has 15 years of experience collaborating with Australia's and Philippines' biggest brands. His role at AF Digital allows him to provide omni-channel industry tailored marketing solutions for businesses. And as part of Salesforce official marketing champions program, Paul continues to heighten his expertise in Salesforce Marketing Cloud to ensure he offers only the best advice and solutions for AF Digital's clients and customers. Okay, so allow me to go through our agenda. So today's webinar will be focused on the following. So we will be sharing with you a state of marketing report. This is an annual report that Salesforce provides to give insights to our customers and partners like AF Digital and help them discover the marketing channels that are ranked the most valuable in our digital first world. Next is we will help you understand the trends shaping today's marketing landscape in the cosmetics industry and share benchmarks on how your business can succeed in the future. We are also going to conduct a more thorough discussions and just provide you with more actionable insights, benefits, and strategies to help you navigate the future of marketing with Marketing Cloud. And lastly, and a personal favorite, so we will be sharing with you a short video presentation of our customer success story from Sephora Singapore and share how they were able to change the face of personalized beauty with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And please, if you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to type them in, and we have a comment box at the bottom of your screen as we will have time for questions at the end of this session. So now, without further ado, let me turn over the floor to my colleague, Dan Scodeliaro, Salesforce Digital 360 Product Marketing Manager, who will provide more context to the state of marketing report. So Dan, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that introduction, Kathleen. Paul and Kathleen, I am still paranoid, of course, that I'm on mute. So can I get a thumbs up that I'm actually not on mute and you can hear me? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So everyone on the line, thank you so much for joining us. Today, I want to take a look at some of the latest trends and insights from marketers all around the world. So stay tuned to find out where to focus your time, your resources, and your efforts over the next 12 months. Now, before we dive into the report, I suspect there might be a few of you on the line today who know of Salesforce as that CRM company. I live in Sydney. I've seen many bus ads that say #1 CRM, and it's definitely at the heart of our business and what we do. But our marketing cloud solutions in one form or another have been around for just as long. Salesforce Marketing Cloud, it's a broad set of marketing solutions. We're covering multiple channels, so email, SMS, social media, mobile apps with push notifications, also looking at digital advertising, data analytics, B2B marketing, and real-time website personalization. There are lots of different applications and capabilities there, but at its core, What we're doing, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, it's helping brands to engage with and to build better relationships with their customers. And it's helping marketers save time, be more efficient, and helping companies to drive growth and better marketing ROI. We've actually been recognized by Gartner for a number of years now as a leader in their Magic Quadrant for multi-channel marketing hubs, reflecting strong product capabilities and product vision across many different categories. And we've also been recognized by the IDC as number one in market share when it comes to marketing campaign management. Now, if you want to find out more about Salesforce Marketing Cloud, obviously stay tuned, but there is plenty of information on the website as well. But without further ado, let me jump into the report. So to begin, who did we speak to? Now, Salesforce conducts its State of Marketing research every year. This is the 7th edition now. 8,227 respondents from 37 countries. B2B and B2C, small companies and large ones, all kinds of industries, and a mix of roles too. CMOs up top, steering the ship, but also marketing managers who are on the front line, running campaigns, engaging with customers day to day. For APAC on the whole, we had 13 countries surveyed, the Philippines, of course, but also Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Thailand, Australia, and New Zealand, just to name a few. This is actually the best representation we've ever had from our corner of the world, just shy of 3,500 respondents. So actually, 45% of those answering the survey are based somewhere in APAC. Now, we've all said it a dozen times too many by now, but things have changed a bit over the past 18 months, right? 90% of marketers say that their digital engagement strategy, their workflows, their priorities have changed. And customers, whether they are B2B or B2C, they expect companies to be using these crises as a catalyst for improvement. And while it's tempting to think of things going back to normal in the near future, the reality is that the pandemic has resulted in a permanent change in how customers are engaging with brands and how marketers have to come to the table. So with that in mind, 6 key trends from the report. I'm going to walk through the data and the findings. Let's start with marketers face new priorities and challenges. First off, a bit of good news. There's optimism in the air. 66% of marketers are anticipating revenue growth over the next 12 to 18 months. This is fantastic because while just about all of us have gone through varying levels of lockdown, travel restrictions, shipping delays, we are definitely making progress towards that finish line. Things are opening up bit by bit. The economy's engine is starting to get back up to speed. Now, the top priorities shown in blue. The top priorities there. So innovating, engaging with customers in real time. They're the same as last year, right? And this is something that we see consistently time and time again. But things like creating a cohesive journey across channels and devices, these are coming up, and it's likely driven by an increased number of channels and devices that customers are using to interact with brands. Now, most of the data you're going to see in today's webinar is global data, and the reason for that is when we actually looked at the differences between, say, APAC or Asia against the rest of the world, marketers everywhere are starting to say the same thing. This has definitely not always been the case, but I think a combination of this being our most global report to date, so it just reflects APAC quite a lot, but also the fact that regardless of whether you were sitting in Manila or Sydney or San Francisco, the pandemic has been a common experience for marketers and consumers all around the world. And it's required everyone to adapt in similar ways. There are a few items here that did stand out more so for ASEAN than other parts of the world, specifically around improving our use of tools and technologies. Now, as customers go digital, marketing must step up. An overwhelming majority of marketers, 90%, are saying that their digital engagement strategy has changed since the start of the pandemic. Video, social media, and digital ads were the top channels to have increased in value over the past year. And marketers are finally starting to get on top of this whole cross-channel, omni-channel marketing thing. Over 2/3 of marketers are now describing their cross-channel coordination as dynamic. What that means is that the messages are evolving in a hyper-personalized manner based on customer action. Marketers are outgrowing the simple weekly email newsletter that's the same for every customer, and siloed communications just aren't good enough. And it makes sense, right? I'm buying very different skincare products to Kathleen. We should not be sent the same promotions and offers. Marketing AI use cases are evolving. So on the topic of stepping up, marketing AI use cases, they are becoming so much more important. 64% of marketers today say that they use AI. Now, a lot of the top use cases, driving best actions in real time, personalizing the overall customer journey, they speak to some of the great applications that AI and machine learning have. Being able to make an incredible amount of decisions very fast at scale is a key component of delivering personalized marketing. This is especially relevant for industries like cosmetics that have customers buying your products to serve very different needs, right? A moisturizer serves a very different purpose to mascara, for example. But there's also so many different product variations and SKUs. It's really hard to provide personalized recommendations at this kind of scale without AI. There are hundreds, thousands of different shades of lipstick or foundation. You need more than what a human alone can handle. Now, in the report, marketers self-identify as being either a high, moderate, or underperforming organization. 71% of those high performers said that their marketing organization has a fully defined strategy for AI, while of the underperformers, only 47% said the same. Collaboration. Collaboration is driving the market, and 75% of marketers say that the pandemic has permanently shifted how they communicate and collaborate at work. They're adopting new technology in terms of video conferencing, instant messaging, and email, to name a few. Across Asia, we are seeing that it varies. It's varying by country, but it's still fairly consistent. The Philippines, for example, is sitting right near the ASEAN average, with 77% of marketers saying that the shift in communication and collaboration is permanent. Now, obviously, with so many people working remotely, marketers are struggling to collaborate. They're struggling to make the most of those new tools. Almost every company has adopted new technology specifically around collaboration. You might have heard about the company Slack, one of the leaders in collaboration and enabling work from anywhere. They actually joined Salesforce recently, but it's not just about the tools that we call collaboration. If you think about your marketing analytics or your email segmentation, doing that kind of thing in Excel, say you're downloading your contacts, slicing and dicing them, and then re-uploading the files, it's really not ideal. It's not ideal when everyone's working from home in different offices, different locations. It's just harder when we're not all in the same office staring at the same screen. Bringing those business processes into the cloud is crucial for better collaboration. You can't just have Slack and Zoom and call mission accomplished on collaboration. You need to think about the broader marketing technology stack. Marketing is spelled D-A-T-A. So marketers are anticipating a 40% increase in the number of data sources that they use between 2021 and 2022. So we've got growing data sources, and frankly, the majority of marketers, they aren't particularly satisfied with their customer data. There are problems. There are issues with data hygiene, with data completeness, with accessibility. Many marketers just aren't able to make the most of the data that they have. They need better tools, better technology to fully utilize that data for the purposes of creating relevant customer experiences. On that note around accessibility, it's no good having a brilliant data lake on Snowflake or Google Cloud, but only one person in the IT department actually has the skills to run a query against all of that data to pull a customer segment. As data volumes grow, marketers increasingly need software, so as the skills to allow them to use this data. The business user has to be able to take advantage of it. Metrics and KPIs. So in the same way that marketing is becoming increasingly data heavy, it's becoming a lot more performance oriented. It's not good enough to throw $20,000 at LinkedIn advertising to cross your fingers and hope for the best. More than 70% of CMOs are now aligning their KPIs and metrics with the CEO. We're seeing revenue and sales becoming more important year on year. And the other big item is customer satisfaction. Marketers are increasingly valuing net promoter scores and similar metrics. I think it's particularly crucial for an industry like cosmetics, where word of mouth and recommendations from a friend or family, not to mention social influencers, has an incredibly powerful impact on purchasing decisions. Further on that note about data, 66% of marketers say they can analyze performance in real time, and another 64% are saying that their marketing attribution is automated. With all the changes happening around Google moving away from cookie-driven advertising and Apple's privacy updates on email, how we measure marketing success is changing. Please take some time before the year end, consider your reporting and analytics functions, and take some time to consider, is there area, are there room, are there areas for improvement? Looking ahead. So finally, a look ahead towards the future, in particular around skills and training. You can't have an organization, a marketing organization, become more data-driven, more metrics-oriented, collaborating across cities and time zones, using new tools, new technology, without also upskilling. Only 36% of marketers strongly agreed that their company's training is setting them up for success. At Salesforce, we're always improving and expanding Trailhead, our free online learning platform, but it's actually not enough to have access to the training and courses. Employees also need the time, the encouragement to learn new skills, and it's really a team effort to develop a culture of continuous improvement. It really is more important than ever before that companies are investing in their people, equipping them not only with the right tools, but the right skill sets to do their best work. Well, that concludes the first part of this webinar. Please don't go anywhere just yet. If you want to find out more about the state of marketing, there is a full copy of the report on the website. I will pass things back now to Kathleen. Kathleen, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. Well, that was really insightful. As we all know already, the cosmetics industry has had its fair share of challenges, especially with this ongoing pandemic. So, from being labeled as not essential goods in the market, although I must say this has obviously been always essential for a customer like me, though. So, there, literally from covering up our faces, it is vital that businesses, retailers, and manufacturers alike, look up for ways to innovate and constantly, engage their consumers and find new and more effective ways to convey their message and build meaningful relationships with its customers. Okay, so I really hope everyone's still pumped up, and I'm sure you would love to know more, hear more from our speakers. Yes? All right, so to continue our discussion, allow me to introduce Paul Chang, AFDigital's Marketing Cloud Consultant, who will be sharing with us, how personalized marketing journeys can change the marketing landscape for the cosmetics industry. So over to you, Paul.
Thank you, Dan, and thanks, Kathleen. I really appreciate the introduction, and I do want to say that there were some great metrics that you gave us, Dan. I think my favorite I heard there was marketing is spelled DATA. I really have seen many more customers now reviewing their data sources by adding more. Marketers, as we can see in the state of in the report, is the state expect a 40% increase in the number of data sources they use between 2021 and 2022. To know more about their customers, to have more personalization by providing relevant content at the right time. So yeah, that's definitely one that sticks to me, especially with my experience with customers. But good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Paul Chang, AFDigital Salesforce Marketing Cloud Practice Director and Principal Consultant. And today I will be talking about how cosmetic manufacturers and retailers can start their own personalized marketing efforts. I'd like to start by saying the way we buy since the pandemic has changed. And as heard you from Dan from the state of marketing, what does this mean for you and how can you utilize tools like Salesforce Marketing Cloud to help with your customers' experience? Digital transformation improves efficiency, increases value you deliver to customers, but it can be difficult and certainly does not happen overnight. This is especially true these days because we're still in this crisis because of the pandemic, and only the way business can adapt is to embrace change. If we see here, we can see AFDigital is a partner that makes change awesome. We believe that its successful digital transformation is only achievable through symbiotic relationships between all the stakeholders in every organization. However, in most cases, not all businesses are capable of having the right resources to support these digital transformation initiatives. AF Digital exists as a business to fit into your organization and needs and help deliver ROI quickly and more efficiently in this journey. We build smarter customer journeys through agile transformation, scalable management operation, and technology services. We also provide advisory, which allows us to provide you with the experience that we've gained and really get you fast to market much quicker than you would be on your own. AF Digital makes change awesome by providing a wide array of services. And as you can see here, we offer it through a managed service offering. We have fashioned our Team X, which we call Team Extension. It's really an extension of your team that we can call our managed service as a long-term commitment to our customers. A full-year contract focusing on getting the most out of Salesforce investment. And this is because we strongly believe in digital transformation and it's undertaking that the business must strive to do continuously. Gone are the days that it's set and forget. You really need to be able to harness the benefits of your Salesforce transformation. We have to think long term. And in terms of our vision, we strive to bring out more strategic approach and how we change things, whether it be co-creating your North Star, making sure you're in the right direction, and master plan together to how we identify and prioritize your backlog to eliminate the risk and future-proof your business. We do this in many ways by understanding what are the very quick wins that you can have and what are the high transformational. But to kick off your marketing efforts, first you need to create a cohesive journey across the channels and devices. And as you can see on this slide, we have plenty of channels that we're looking at, SMS, email, app, and online. To kick off your marketing efforts, but what exactly is the journey? Sorry. In this progression of steps, customer goes through considering purchasing, using, and maintaining loyalty to your brand. We all do this today when we're searching for a product or service. We may use one of these channels or all of them when we're trying to decide for a product. So Salesforce capitalizes on the progression of interactions as journey through the customer relationship stages, including reach, acquisition, conversion, retention, and loyalty. If we look at this example, we can see how Marketing Cloud can help re-engage a customer. Just on the next, we have an example of a journey that allows a customer to really look at every channel. And what that means is if I've got, and this is an example of how we can set up an automation, you've got a customer who hasn't engaged with your brand in the last 90 days. What we want to do is send them an email. But that email is not really just, what we've seen in the past. So it's we miss you kind of email. An email should be really about what you know about that person because this person has engaged and has purchased potentially from your brand. So we want to make sure that that email is dynamic and it caters towards that person, making sure the content is relevant. And if that person hasn't opened the email, then let's send them an SMS. And that also could be either SMS or mobile push if they have your app. What we've also got here is to help with the conversion is that we can add audience that will allow you to send an ad to them through their social media. So we've got their Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. What that helps achieve is higher conversion. What studies have shown, and Salesforce have run a report, that there's a 22% increase when you attach an email to a social media post at the same time. And the rest of this journey is if they do come back and purchase, then you can remove them from that ad and then just start more prospecting other people. And then we've got there that we send them another reminder email and then we exit. So really what you can see there is Marketing Cloud makes it easy for you to engage with your customers on any channel at the right time with the right message. Why is this important? It is because customers expect personalized offers in terms of the relationship to specific brands. As I was saying earlier, you have all this data, and that's why I really think this marketing spelled DATY. It is really, really important to utilize that data to make sure that you are sending the right content to your customers. Customers are expecting that personalized offers in terms of the relationship to specific brands. Most consumers decide only to purchase after visiting numerous sites and seeing good reviews on all channels that are available to them. For example, consumers take cosmetics and beauty products personally. They put a lot of thought into purchasing the products that we'll use every day, and more importantly, will help them express themselves in their personalities and shine. So, how can you stay ahead of your competition? Personalized marketing is the winning war of attention for cosmetic brands. Creating customer journeys to acquisition in the cosmetic industry will be easy if you have the right tool that is flexible and dynamic, as your product lines and brandings are a product that will help you define your consumer preferences and help market the right audience at the right content. Some of the features that we'd like to discuss is how you can utilize some of Marketing Cloud to be able to then personalize. First one I want to talk about is the interactive email forms. As a cosmetic retailer or manufacturer, it is important that your brands are different products with marketed to consumers as personalized as possible in Marketing Cloud. It's a perfect platform and the most dynamic to date and make it as possible. If you see the interactive forms, you can actually have the form sitting on an email that a customer can actually complete as when they receive that email, and it doesn't take them away to another link, which allows you to maybe potentially lose that customer. So Marketing Cloud has these interactive forms. I can fill out my details, hit submit. That will then be sent straight to Marketing Cloud. Really, really fantastic tool. And it's really finding the right balance in the amount of form fills you require your customer to fill in. And the key is to finding matching personas for each subscriber, ultimately allowing you to nurture and convert your leads with the content they're interested in. It also allows you to do progressive profiling. Another great finding out of the interest of your subscribers is having a preference center. We do so many of these preference centers. These features give your customers give your customers a lot of understanding of, or provide them the opportunity to give you an understanding of what they're wanting to hear about and what they would like you to send them details on. So customers will provide you this information, and the best time to be able to provide this information is when they're signing up. What we find is if you create a journey, hey, welcome, thanks for signing up to our brand. Hey, how about you give us some more information so we can really personalize your content? This is a win-win situation since you'll get to know the subscriber better and they will have more control over their own inbox, which means it's more likely to result in higher email engagement rates. The next feature, and the one that I'm really excited about, is Journey Builder. Everything should be centered around journey. Today, it's really about having those one-to-one conversations. Marketing Cloud Highlights is a journey builder which enables your marketing team to control and send automated communications depending on the platform of your choice. Most importantly, send behavior triggered emails that are highly dependent when a subscriber takes a specific action. Ultimately, you can trigger emails throughout the full customer lifecycle, like sending birthday greetings. You can send a birthday greeting. You can actually then send a reminder. If you have an offer, you can actually trigger off an SMS on the day before the actual offer is going to expire, giving that customer a little bit more opportunity to convert and not have those situations. Oh, I never checked my emails and I didn't get that. I worked with cosmetic companies before, and one of their biggest challenges, and especially with dealing with high valued customers, is how they could have a qualified list that they can call. So what we've done in the past is we've created a journey that allows a customer to click through. We know that they're a high valued customer, and then we created a list for the sales agents to be able to call those customers based on interactions that they did on the email. And that was really important because it helped the customer service team focus on a set of customers and provide them a great experience. The next one we're looking at is dynamic content. Marketing Cloud enables you to personalize the content of your email itself with dynamic content. And as you can see in a little GIF image there, it's very simple as having a different hero image on your email. But this personalized experience will really provide the customer with relevant content that is for them. And as Dan said previously, when whatever Kathleen might want to receive, it's different to what Dan might want to receive. And this is a perfect way to be able to show that dynamic, that that subscriber and you're showing them relevant content. To summarize, digital transformation is hard. Digital transformation partners such as AFDigital bring out a quicker and faster way to fully realize your ROI while pointing you in the right direction and phasing your vision as a roadmap. The cosmetics and beauty industry is a very personal matter to consumers. Personalization marketing is key to winning the war of attention to cosmetics brand. Customers these days expect you to market in channels that are available to them as well. And Marketing Cloud makes it easier for business to automate and streamline their digital marketing efforts. That's it for me. Thanks. I think
All right.
Len's on.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Okay, so we all appreciate you walking us through what makes Marketing Cloud unique to other marketing tools or email automation tools that are out there, in the market. But we certainly believe that it really makes a difference to consult, a partner with an immense background implementing these kinds of projects. And as you said earlier, digital transformation is indeed hard. It is difficult. But by having that guidance, advisory, and strategy towards digital transformation, it would, definitely be delivering a change that is beneficial and just plain awesome, for every stakeholder. All right, so now let's move on to another fun part of this learning experience. A lot of you may be asking, what's in it for my cosmetics business? So, a better way to help you understand digital transformation is to actually see through the lens of our customers. So, I'm going to share a few success stories from our very own customers in the cosmetics industry. So, we have Mecca Cosmetica, it's an Australian beauty retailer. They decided to focus on digital acceleration and drive customer engagement. And a key goal for them is to keep connected customer services and just continue to engage with customers in an omni-channel way. And then there's Lux Asia. Uh, they have been helping luxury brands achieve access throughout Asia over about 3 decades now. So they focused on personalization and ensure that each journey is mapped according to their customers' preferences. They did not just change the way that brands engage customers online, but they really stepped up to a whole new level of personalization by just bridging online and offline capabilities to transform the in-store experience. So another customer is our biggest marketing cloud customer in the cosmetics business. It is Elf Beauty. It is an American cosmetics brand. They believe that the beauty industry requires constant reinvention, and constant engagement to capture the attention of consumers. Salesforce was able to help their marketing team to deliver that one-to-one customer journey, and that's through email, digital advertising, personalized offers, leveraging all on AI and predictive audiences and scoring capabilities. So there's one more great story we'd like to show you, but before I share the video on our conversation with Sephora Singapore, I would just like to remind everyone that we will still be answering the questions that you have, and we just like to hear from you guys. So if you have any particular topics that you want to ask about, you can just inform everyone of us through the comments section below. So just feel free to type them all in. All right, so now we will be playing our Sephora Singapore story.
Hi everyone, my name is Jess O'Reilly and I'm really excited to host a conversation here with one of our amazing Marketing Cloud customers, Amrita Balaji from Sephora. She leads the marketing tech practice and they're driving so much innovation and trying to really add value to the business in such a hyper growth environment. So Amrita, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to hear more from you and unpack a bit more about your innovation journey here at Sephora. Do you want to just kick off with sharing a little bit more about you and the team that you lead there at Sephora?
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Super excited to be here today. Thank you for having me, firstly. I'm Amrita Balaji. I've been with Sephora for 5 years now, and I'm currently heading up their MarTech function for the Southeast Asia region that covers Australia and New Zealand. I'm so proud of this incredible team that we've put together over the last 2 years to set up the MarTech stack. Our team's vision is threefold. Use technology as an enabler for growth, build scalable and automated marketing solutions to help business teams, and three, keep customer experience at the forefront of whatever we build.
Rita, I think those objectives are things that I see you and the team living and breathing every day. So I think you're very true to that word. I think we all agree that the world has drastically changed, and I'd like to see the positives out of what we have and where we are today, which is the opportunity to connect in completely different ways with our customers and using digital technology to make that real. I'd love for you to share a little bit about how the new normal, the world that we're in today, is shaping the types of customer interactions you're having.
What Sephora stands for is everything that's bold, colorful, vibrant, playful, etc. And those are some of the expressions that our customers feel or experience when they walk into any Sephora store in the world. Thanks to the pandemic, I would say that experience has been completely disrupted, be it from physical lockdowns and stricter protocols in stores, which limits the testing of products and not being able to have beauty services, etc. I think that experience has definitely taken a hit. I think the silver lining in this, I must say, is how our customers' behaviors have actually moved to e-commerce. Our e-commerce business in this region has definitely seen a growth last year that would have otherwise taken us a few years to get to, especially in a country like Singapore, where we have a Sephora store at every big shopping mall.
Yeah, Rita, I can confess personally that I've been to pretty much every one of those stores, but I myself have found the shift to interacting with Sephora more digitally to be really smooth. So as a customer, I appreciate the service and the engagement that you've provided. So I think with that shift, I've noticed a lot of marketers have had to change their priorities. How does that look with you and the priorities you and the team have had over the past year?
This pandemic, I think, has definitely impacted every one of us physically, emotionally, and from this, what we kind of took away was we wanted to obviously be a lot more empathetic to our customers. We didn't want to be super pushy in the way we interact with them. So I think that is the main change, I would say, in the way we interact with our customers. For one, before the pandemic, we had a lot of our customers who were only visiting retail stores, and they've been doing that over the years. And suddenly, because of last year, we started seeing them come to e-commerce. So we wanted to make that experience a little bit more personal and a little bit more guided for them, just as what a beauty advisor would do so in the store. So we built out super specific and personalized customer journeys to these customers to take them through an e-commerce onboarding of experience of sorts. And we also gave them basic information such as how you could use your same Beauty Pass membership account for a seamless omni-channel experience. And on the other hand, we also looked at the last mile experience for customers who place an e-commerce order. And especially because now e-commerce was probably at one point the only way our customers were able to shop with us, we wanted to actually elevate that experience for customers. So we worked really hard in across all functions of the company, from supply chain to marketing, to elevate that experience for customers. So yeah, I think in summary, I just really say to keep customer experience at the forefront of all our marketing efforts.
And Rita, what I love about that story you've just shared is how marketing cuts across all of the different experiences that customers have in their life cycle with you. I think often marketers might be seen to just focus on acquisition or to just focus on the selling aspect. But ultimately, as you said, customer experience is the new challenger. It's the new competitive layer. And I think we talk about it a lot, but seeing that your team is now knitting together all the experiences, whether that be, as you said, supply chain or service, really shows that the power of making sure that marketing is relevant to all these departments and all these moments that matter for a customer. So I love that you're a living, breathing, experience of that. But I will have to say a large part of customer experience for me is about personalization, or that one-to-one experience, should we say. How on earth do you do that when you've got the scale that you're talking about across all those experiences, the countries, and obviously the different departments that you're collaborating with? So can you just share a bit more about personalization at Sephora?
Right. At Sephora, I think we've taken some incredible steps towards personalization because we've really tried to create those meaningful experiences for our customers. Let me share a very cool example with you. Jess, I know you're a Sephora customer. Has there been any one product or multiple products that you've shopped over the years and something that you would never want to change?
The Born This Way foundation light beige number 3 is my go-to product that I have to buy all the time. So absolutely.
I think just like you, we have a lot of very engaged customers who've been shopping with us over the years. And with all this data that we have about our customers and their shopping preferences, we built out a super cool and personalized customer journey to remind our customers when it was time for them to stock up on their favorite products, just when we expect their stock to kind of finish up. So I'm guessing you should have actually received an email from us to remind you when your foundation was, I think, required replenishment.
Yes, I'm smiling here, Amrita, because I've definitely been the recipient of those emails. And to be frank, they have actually been really well timed. There's nothing worse than waking up and not having enough foundation for the day ahead, right? So I've definitely benefited from that.
I love this example because I think we struck the right chords on a few notes. We got, I think, the content right and even the timing right. And the results kind of just showed the same. We actually saw a 2x increase in the engagement of these journeys as compared to our usual email performance.
Okay, so that was very interesting. So that ends the customer stories that we just shared. Okay, so but before we answer some questions, I think we are starting to receive some questions. But before we get into that, let me just take this time to summarize everything that we have discussed today. So here are our key takeaways from this session. So the cosmetics and beauty industry is a very personal matter to millions of consumers out there. And actually, I'm one of them. It is indeed a fact that personalized marketing is key to winning the war of attention for cosmetic brands. Customers these days expect you to market in channels that are available to them, and as well as catering to them more personalized products and services that they have signed up for and of course are relevant to their preferences. And then we also have shared and learned a lot more on the digital transformation, and that it is hard. It does not happen overnight, and it is an undertaking brought upon by change. Digital transformation partners such as AFDigital, they bring out a quicker and faster way to fully realize your ROI while pointing you in the right direction. So Salesforce also understands these dilemmas and understands your priorities. And with Marketing Cloud, we can make it easier for businesses like yours to automate and streamline your digital marketing efforts, as well as guide you as per industry's best practices. And lastly, we learned about how other leading brands and how they are making their marketing makeover with Salesforce. Okay, so I think it's time for our Q&A. We like I've said, we've been receiving questions, so I think we can start with our first one. Dan, I think you should answer this. So first, question is, what is the difference between Marketing Cloud and other email marketing blast platforms?
It's one of these, how long is a piece of string? Okay, so I think there's probably two big areas to look at. Email, if we're talking about a platform that is just blasting out emails and purely sending, I think there's a very big difference. Marketing Cloud is operating across many channels. Yes, email is a super important one, but it is not the only channel that we're working across. It's not just a case of batch and blast. I mean, Paul talked about Journey Builder before. It's the use of artificial intelligence to actually provide the correct content for people rather than just the newsletter that everyone gets. I think when we're comparing to other, I guess, marketing automation tools in general, probably the big difference is the emphasis around, well, maybe two things. First off, the emphasis around data. As being a part of Salesforce, we're very focused on how do we make sure that we're getting access to all of your data wherever it lives and making the most of that, right? Trying to provide, easy to use tools to split audiences of different journeys and to enrich that data and transform it just so that you're able to make the most out of it. No point capturing all this great customer data if it's unusable. So I think we focus very heavily on data first. And probably also the other thing is making sure that this is a platform that will meet your needs today, but it's not something you're going to outgrow 12 months down the line, right? As your business grows, because digital transformation is hard, right? And having to replace your technology, retrain all of your people, that's tough. So we don't want this to be a platform that 2 years down the line, well, we've outgrown. And so we have to go elsewhere or find something else. We want to provide all of the capabilities that you will need long into the future as your business grows, as your customers' requirements change, and so on. Paul, you've obviously got a very different angle on things here. So what do you think?
Yeah, so I think for me, I actually have used a couple of other platforms, and what I find, two things is the simplicity that Marketing Cloud offers with the drag and drop functionality, and also the integration with all of the other Salesforce products. So really being within the Salesforce ecosystem, if you're having Salesforce CRM, the native connector brings your data directly into Marketing Cloud. You trigger off journeys, when a new contact is created. So really, I think just the ease and functionality and the integration that that you can bring in all these different data points and really build a data relationship that brings all that data together that you can easily create segments from.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, guys. We have another question. So question number 2. Well, Paul, I think you can answer this one. Do
Yeah.
you need marketing programming skills to start using Marketing Cloud?
I guess the quick answer is no. And the great thing about Marketing Cloud, I find that it actually is able to have people who have no skills at all to be able to build emails, build journeys, and really utilize more time in the strategy than in the build. And that's a really great feature with Marketing Cloud. However, it does allow for programmers, if you want this, to really get into the weeds and start developing more sophisticated logic within your journeys. But to answer the question, no, you really don't. And the way we actually implement is that we understand your skill set and develop and build the platform based on that. So you can easily use the drag and drop. You can then look at the contact builder and build relationships. You can utilize different data sources. So yeah, it's a great question, and definitely no.
I think that's
Okay.
like a super important point, Paul. Kathleen mentioned at the start, I originally came from Datarama, which is now a part of Salesforce Marketing Cloud, but it takes the same that same strategy of you don't need to be a technical wizard to use this product. Drag and drop, things are easy. Click this, clicks not code approach is awesome. But at the same time, having access to those powerful tools under the hood is super, super beneficial to provide that flexibility. Yeah.
Definitely.
Sorry, Kathleen, go ahead.
Nah, thank you, guys. Well, just conscious of the time, I think we're just taking one last question, and uh, feel free to answer this, Paul or Dan, up to you guys. Can you also create other journeys in Marketing Cloud other than the add to cart?
I'll say
Yeah,
yes, but Paul answer properly.
most definitely. I mean, I think it's more about, what is it that you can imagine, and not really most imagine, but what is the experience that you want to provide your customers? Think about it that way. I want to be able to, when do I want to engage with the customer? At what point in the journey or the buying purchase? So really anything goes. It's, we do welcome journeys, we do re-engagement journeys, we do like you've got add to cart journeys, we do some other products that might interest you based on what you've purchased. So there's a lot of journeys. So, as we were talking about before, you have all the channels accessible to you on Marketing Cloud, even WhatsApp, to be able to engage with your customers on what channel that they need to be engaged with. And so you can really talk about whatever you need to in those journeys. And really it's about creating conversations. So having a conversation, and you think about one example that our CEO of AFDigital always uses. If you only have one customer, how would you treat that customer? How would you like to work with that one customer and build the journey that talks to that one customer? And you'll find that that person's experience will be highlighted, and they will share that experience with everyone.
I'll add to that. I think one of the things we've also seen during the pandemic is even internal types of journeys coming up, where we're looking at how do we engage with our employees, right? Especially for some of the larger companies when they've got hundreds or thousands of employees. Well, it was really easy when they all used to be in one place and you could yell at them, or send out the one standard email. It's fine. There's enough time people are spending in person that it fills the gaps. But I think that's also been something we've seen a bit more of during the pandemic is how do I communicate with my people as well? It's great. I'm communicating with my customers, which is awesome, but we need to actually think about our partners and our contractors and our staff. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you, gentlemen. Wow, on the dot. It's 11:30. I know we started a bit late. Sorry for that. We had technical difficulties earlier, but that's it. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, both of you as well. Thanks to our speakers. Thank you for listening to our webinar today. We hope that you learned a lot from Dan and Paul. Our State of Marketing report is available on our Salesforce website. And if you need a closer look, we also have shared the link in our, I think it's in here in this, you can see it on your screens right now. So you can also download and learn more about the State of Marketing for this FY 2021. Please do not hesitate to reach out to any of our consultants here at AFDigital and Salesforce if you need help in innovating at market, and just marketing faster and smarter. This has been your host, Kathleen. Thank you again, everyone, and have a great day. Stay safe.
Thank you.